First strike. Commander Elena Vasquez stood at the helm of the HMS Horizon, humanity's newest battlecruiser. Her dark eyes studied the vast expanse of space through the main viewport. Stars twinkled peacefully in the distance, but Elena knew that peace never lasted long in the outer colonies. "Commander, we're picking up unusual energy signatures near the Kepler outpost," reported Lieutenant Marcus Chen from the sensor station. His fingers danced across the holographic display, bringing up detailed readings. Elena moved closer to examine the data. "What kind of signatures?" "Nothing in our database matches them, ma'am. Whatever it is, it's big and moving fast." The bridge fell silent as Elena processed this information. After 20 years in the United Earth Defense Force, she had learned to trust her instincts. Something about these readings made her spine tingle with anticipation. "Alert the fleet. I want all ships at battle stations," Elena commanded. "And get me Admiral Harrison on secure channel." Within minutes, the weathered face of Admiral James Harrison appeared on the main screen. His grayed beard couldn't hide the concern in his expression. "Elena, we're seeing the same readings across 3 sectors. Whatever's coming, it's not small," Harrison said grimly. "Orders, Admiral. Hold position but prepare for first contact protocols. If these are new players, we need to be ready for anything." Elena nodded and cut the transmission. She turned to her crew, seeing the mixture of excitement and fear on their faces. These were good people, the best Earth had to offer. "You all know the drill. We've trained for this moment. Whatever comes through that void, we face it together," Elena announced. The next hour passed with agonizing slowness. Then, without warning, space itself seemed to tear open. Massive ships emerged from what looked like rippling tears in reality. Their design was unlike anything humans had encountered. Crystalline structures that pulsed with inner light, geometric patterns that hurt to look at directly. "Contact. 12. No, 24 vessels emerging from quantum rifts," Chen shouted. Elena gripped her command chair. "Open communications on all frequencies. Let's see if they want to talk." Static filled the speakers before resolving into a voice that seemed to come from everywhere at once. The universal translator struggled with the alien language before producing understandable words. "Primitive species detected. You occupy territory claimed by the Vex High Empire. Surrender immediately or face annihilation." Elena's jaw tightened. Humanity had spent centuries reaching for the stars, sacrificing everything to establish these colonies. She wouldn't give them up without a fight. "This is Commander Elena Vasquez of the United Earth Defense Force. These colonies are under human protection. We seek peaceful coexistence but will defend ourselves if necessary." The response came swift and brutal. Energy weapons of impossible power lashed out from the alien vessels. The human destroyer Athens took a direct hit, its shields flaring and dying in seconds. The ship broke apart, scattering debris across the void. "Return fire. All weapons," Elena commanded. The HMS Horizon and her sister ships unleashed their arsenal. Railguns fired tungsten slugs at relativistic speeds. Missile pods emptied their payload. Energy beams carved bright lines through space. The alien shields absorbed everything without visible effect. "No damage to enemy vessels," reported Weapons Officer Sarah Kim. Elena watched in horror as 2 more human ships exploded under the alien barrage. Their technology was generations ahead of anything humanity possessed. "Pull back. Reform behind the asteroid field," Elena ordered. The surviving human ships retreated, using the tumbling rocks as cover. Elena's mind raced, searching for options. In a straight fight, they were hopelessly outmatched. "Commander, I'm analyzing their attack patterns," said Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's science officer. "Their weapons are incredibly powerful, but they seem to have a predictable firing sequence." "Explain," Elena demanded. "Each ship fires in a specific rhythm, probably tied to their power systems. If we time it right, we might slip attacks between their firing cycles." It was a slim hope, But Alina had built her career on making slim hopes reality. How long between cycles? Approximately 4.3 seconds. Not much, but maybe enough. Alina opened a channel to the fleet. All ships, slave your navigation to the horizon. We're going to dance between their shots. What followed was perhaps the most daring maneuver in human naval history. Using the asteroid field for cover, the human ships darted out in precisely timed attacks. They would fire and retreat before the alien weapons could respond, like boxers weaving between punches. The strategy worked better than expected. While human weapons still couldn't penetrate the alien shields directly, the constant harassment forced the Vexi to adjust their formation. They're bunching up, trying to overlap their firing arcs, observed Chen. Alina saw the opportunity immediately. Prepare nuclear mines. If we can't break their shields with direct fire, we'll hit them with area effects. Dr. Tanaka finished. Brilliant. The human ships began seeding the space around the alien formation with nuclear mines, careful to stay within the firing cycle gaps. The Vexi, focused on the hit-and-run attacks, didn't notice the growing minefield until too late. Detonate, Alina commanded. Dozens of nuclear explosions created a temporary star. The blast didn't destroy the alien shields, but the electromagnetic pulse played havoc with their systems. Several Vexi ships collided in the confusion, their shields flickering. Now, all ships concentrated fire on the damaged vessels. This time, human weapons found their mark. 2 alien ships crumbled under the barrage, their crystalline structures shattering like glass. The remaining Vexi vessels pulled back, clearly reassessing the situation. The voice returned, less confident than before. Impossible. Your technology is inferior. You cannot prevail. Alina stood tall on her bridge. Maybe our technology is inferior, but we got something you don't understand. We never give up. To emphasize her point, she ordered one final surprise. The HMS Horizon's experimental quantum torpedoes, weapons so new they hadn't been fully tested, launched toward the alien command ship. The torpedoes phased in and out of normal space, making them nearly impossible to track. They slipped through the weakened shields and detonated against the hull. The explosion was spectacular. The alien command ship broke apart in a cascade of exotic energy. Without their leader, the remaining Vexi ships retreated through their quantum rifts. Cheers erupted across the human fleet. They had faced a technologically superior enemy and emerged victorious through adaptability, courage, and sheer determination. Alina slumped in her chair, exhausted but triumphant. Damage report. We lost 5 ships, Commander, but we drove them off, Chen reported. Admiral Harrison's image appeared on screen again. Outstanding work, Alina. But this is just the beginning. They'll be back with larger forces. Alina nodded, looking at her brave crew. Then we'll be ready. Humanity didn't come this far to back down now. The first battle was won, but the war for humanity's place among the stars had just begun. In the distance, the debris field glittered like new stars, a monument to human ingenuity and the price of survival. The turning tide. 3 months had passed since the Battle of Kepler Outpost. Commander Alina Vasquez now wore the stars of a rear admiral, a promotion earned in the fire of combat. The HMS Horizon had become the flagship of humanity's newly formed rapid response fleet. Admiral, long-range sensors are detecting massive quantum distortions, reported Captain Marcus Chen, recently promoted to Alina's executive officer. The signature matches Vexi technology, but the scale. Alina studied the readings, her face grave. How many ships? Conservative estimate puts it at over 300 vessels, ma'am. They're not trying to hide this time. The tactical display lit up with red markers as the alien armada emerged from quantum space. The Vexi had returned as promised, with a force that dwarfed their previous engagement. Send priority alerts to all human worlds. Implementation of Defense Protocol Omega, Alina ordered. Her voice carried the weight of command, but inside, she felt the cold grip of fear. Humanity had used the past 3 months wisely, reverse engineering captured Vex high technology, and developing new weapons. But would it be enough? Dr. Yuki Tanaka, now head of the Strategic Technology Division, entered the bridge. Her usually calm demeanor showed cracks of excitement. Admiral, the quantum resonance weapons are ready. We've also completed integration of the captured shield harmonics. Elena raised an eyebrow. In English, Doctor. We can now match their shield frequency and punch through with specialized warheads. Additionally, the resonance weapons should disrupt their quantum rifts, preventing retreat or reinforcement. It was more than Elena had hoped for. Human scientists had worked around the clock, pushing the boundaries of physics to understand alien technology. The result was a hybrid approach. Human creativity merged with alien advancement. All fleet elements. This is Admiral Vasquez. Enemy force approaching in overwhelming numbers. But we've learned their tricks, and we've got a few of our own. Today, we show them why humanity survived ice ages, plagues, and world wars. We adapt. We overcome. We win. The human fleet, now numbering 80 ships, moved into formation. At the center, the HMS Horizon led a spearhead of heavy cruisers. Flanking them were the new Wolf-class destroyers, specifically designed to counter Vex high technology. As the alien fleet approached, their message echoed across all channels. Humans, your defiance has been noted. Your species will serve as an example to others who might resist the Vex high empire. Prepare for extinction. Elena smiled grimly. All ships, execute Operation Prometheus. The human fleet scattered in seemingly random directions. To the Vex high, it must have looked like panic. In reality, each ship followed a precisely calculated path. The aliens opened fire, their weapons carving through space with deadly accuracy. But this time, human ships deployed adaptive shielding, modulating frequencies to partially deflect the enemy fire. Ships that would have been instantly destroyed now weathered the assault, though not without damage. Phase 2. Initiate, Elena commanded. Hidden among the asteroids and space debris, automated weapon platforms activated. These were humanity's insurance policy. Thousands of missile pods and railgun turrets positioned over the past months. They'd fired in coordinated volleys, forcing the Vex high to split their attention. Meanwhile, the Wolf-class destroyers lived up to their names. Working in packs, they harried the edges of the alien formation. Their quantum resonance weapons created localized disruptions, causing Vex high ships to briefly lose coordination. Admiral, detecting massive energy buildup in their command vessel, Chen warned. It's like nothing we've seen before. Through the view screen, Elena watched the largest Vex high ship begin to glow with accumulated power. Whatever weapon they were preparing, it would likely devastate the human fleet. Dr. Tanaka, can we disrupt it? Possibly, but we'd need to get a resonance torpedo inside their shields. At this range, their point defense will intercept anything we launch. Elena made a decision that would be studied in military academies for generations. Then we don't launch from range. Helm, set course for the command ship. Maximum burn. The bridge crew exchanged glances of understanding. This was likely a one-way trip. All ships, this is Horizon. Maintain attack pattern. We're going for the throat, Elena broadcast. The HMS Horizon surged forward, every weapon firing. Smaller Vex high ships moved to intercept, but Elena had anticipated this. The rest of the human fleet converged, creating a corridor of covering fire. Admiral, we're taking heavy damage. Hull breaches on decks 7 through 12, reported damage control. Keep us moving. Everything depends on this shot. As they closed distance, something unexpected happened. A new force entered the battle. Ships of unknown design emerged from quantum rifts, immediately engaging the Vex high. Who are they? Elena demanded. Unknown, Admiral. But they're hitting the Vex high hard, Chen replied. The mysterious ships broadcasted a message. Humans of Earth, we are the Kilari Confederation. We have watched your struggle against the Vex-High tyranny. Your courage has inspired us to break our neutrality. Fight on. The three-way battle became chaos. Vex-High ships found themselves fighting on two fronts. Their disciplined formations crumbled as they tried to respond to threats from all directions. Elena saw her chance. Fire quantum torpedo, maximum yield. The experimental weapon launched from the horizon's forward tube. Without the covering fire of the alien formation, it slipped through the command ship's shields and detonated. The explosion was unlike anything previously witnessed. The quantum torpedo didn't just destroy the physical structure. It created a cascading resonance that spread through the Vex-High quantum network. Ships across the battlefield suddenly lost power as their quantum systems failed. All ships pressed the attack. Hit them while they're vulnerable. Elena ordered. What followed could only be described as a rout. Vex-High ships, deprived of their technological advantages, fell to human and Kilari weapons. Those that could still move retreated through failing quantum rifts. As the last enemy vessel vanished into quantum space, a cheer rose across the Allied fleet. Against all odds, they had won. The Kilari command ship approached the battered HMS Horizon. The alien commander appeared on screen. A tall, ethereal being with features that seemed to shift like water. Admiral Vasquez, your species has achieved something remarkable. The Vex-High have terrorized this galaxy for millennia. Today, you showed that courage and determination can overcome any advantage. Elena nodded wearily. We couldn't have done it without your help. It was humanity that showed us the way. Your refusal to surrender inspired many species to reconsider their positions. The Vex-High Empire's hold on this galaxy is broken. In the months that followed, humanity took its place among the galactic community not as conquerors, but as liberators. The technology-sharing agreements with the Kilari and other freed species propelled human civilization forward by centuries. But Elena always remembered the cost. At the dedication of the memorial to fallen human crews, she spoke words that would echo through history. We didn't win because our technology was superior. We won because when faced with extinction, humanity did what it's always done. We adapted. We found strength in unity. And we never, ever gave up. To those who gave their lives in this struggle, we owe not just our survival, but our future among the stars. The memorial stood as a reminder that sometimes the greatest strength isn't in weapons or shields, but in the unconquerable human spirit that refuses to bow before any force in the universe. As Elena looked up at the stars that night, she knew that somewhere out there, other species were telling stories of the small blue planet whose children had stood against an empire and won. Humanity had earned its place in the galaxy not through conquest, but through the simple refusal to accept defeat. The war was over. The future had just begun. Retroclaude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. 3.7 Sonnet.